Welcome to the second episode of Fishy Thoughts, the podcast where we slow down, look into the glass, and think a little deeper about the fish swimming right in front of us. I'm Nate from Nate's Tank, and in every episode of this podcast, I'll be spotlighting one fish species, talking about where it comes from, why it matters, and what it can teach us, not just about aquariums, but about the natural world itself. Today's fish doesn't get nearly enough attention, but once you notice it, you'll never stop watching it. This episode's all about the Hognose Brochis. If you've ever seen a Hognose Brochis for the first time, your initial thought was probably, that's a big cory, and you wouldn't be wrong. But there's more going on here. Hognose Brochis, often confused with the corydoras catfish, come from South America, particularly river systems like the Amazon basin. They inhabit slow-moving waters with sandy or fine substrates, leaf litter, and lots of natural cover. They're bottom dwellers through and through. But they're not just background fish. One of the first things you'll notice about a Hognose Brochis is its size. Compared to most cories, these fish are chunky, thicker bodies, taller dorsal fins, and that distinctive downturned hog nose mouth that gives them their name. That mouth isn't just for looks. It's perfectly designed for sifting through substrates, searching for food without damaging delicate barbels when kept on the right surfaces. And that brings us to an important point. Hognose Brochis are peaceful social fish, but rely heavily on proper environment. Fine sand or smooth substrate isn't optional, it's essential. In the wild, they spend their lives gently pushing through riverbeds, constantly moving, constantly exploring. In captivity, rough gravel can wear down their barbels and limit natural behaviors. Once again, we see the pattern. Understanding where a fish comes from tells us how it should live. Behavior-wise, Hognose Brochis are some of the most calming fish you can keep. They move slowly, deliberately, and often in small groups, occasionally darting to the surface for air before settling back down like nothing happened. Yes, they also have a modified ability to take in air, similar to other catfish species, allowing them to survive in oxygen-poor waters. It's another reminder of how adaptable but how specialized these fish are. They're not flashy, they're not aggressive, they don't demand attention, and yet they bring balance to a tank in a way few fish do. In a community aquarium, Hognose Brochis act like quiet caretakers. They help clean up leftover food, keep the substrate active, and encourage a more natural ecosystem feel. But they are not janitors, and they shouldn't be treated like disposable cleanup crews. They need proper nutrition, space, stable water parameters, and companionship of their own kind. A single Brochis in a tank is a lonely one. In groups, they come alive, moving together, resting together, existing in a calm rhythm that's almost meditative to watch. And that's what I love most about this species. Hognose Brochis teach us that not every important role in nature is loud or dramatic. Some creatures support ecosystems quietly, consistently, without ever demanding the spotlight. They remind us that aquariums aren't just about display, they're about systems, relationships, balance. When we design tanks with intention, we don't just keep fish alive, we recreate pieces of the wild, responsibly and respectfully. So next time you're watching the bottom of your tank, take a moment to notice the fish that spend their lives down there. The ones that rarely rush, the ones that move with purpose. There's a lot of wisdom in slow swimmers. Thanks for listening to the Fishy Thoughts podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the podcast and share it with your fish nerd friends. Join the conversation over on my TikTok at Nate's Tank for more fish talk, tank tips, and content. Until next time, keep your tanks clean and your thoughts fishy.